and our heart opens and we feel inspired and we feel joyful.
Brain does not know the difference. What it sees in its environment and what it remembers.
We are running the brain.
Because we have this part of our brain called the frontal lobe, which is 40% of the entire brain, that is the inventor. That's the place where we create from. And as we begin to become very present with what we're doing, and it's being present in the creative process, that the frontal lobe, like a great symphony leader, begins to quiet down all the other circuits in the brain that are no longer related to what we're doing. And that's the moment we're so present that we become super creative, and the body begins to respond physiologically. Energy moves out of the stressful centers and the survival centers that keep us rooted in our concerns and our worries, and we have an upliftment of energy, and our heart opens and we feel inspired and we feel joyful. We have all kinds of different stressors: traffic jams, internet connections, second mortgages, single parenting, and all of those reactions to the environment produce the same physiological response that produces stressful conditions. What makes us so unique is that we can make thought more real than anything else. That's the privilege of being a human being. Because we can begin to think about an event, we can put our awareness in the future and begin to forecast or expect something to happen. Because we can make thought more real than anything else, the moment we do that, we begin to turn on the stress response in the body just by thought alone. And the repetition of that over time keeps the body out of balance, and that chronic stress then causes us to head for disease. To change then is to think greater than the environment, to think greater than the circumstances, and act greater than the conditions in our life. And every great person in history understood this. They knew that they had to believe in a future that they couldn't see or experience with their senses yet. But they've thought about enough times and embraced emotionally enough times that they were ahead of their time, that they had put the hardware in place by thinking in new ways. And they began to emotionally embrace the event before it happened, even though there was no sensory data coming from their environment yet. We could say then that they were actually changed neurologically and physiologically ahead of the event, and they couldn't live any other way. They were already believing in that outcome without any physical evidence. So if I had 60 seconds to live and I had something to tell the world, I think my message would be something pretty simple. I would say our whole purpose in life really is not to be good or do the right thing or to be successful or to be famous. Our whole purpose in life is to express that divinity through all of us. And the way that we do that is we transform ourselves from an old state to a new state. And when we begin to remove those limitations, that's when that intelligence that gives us life, that is the source, begins to express itself through us, and we become more like it.